In this video, we are going to practice creating a budget and budget report. Now, the exercise that we are going to do today is pulled from our advanced level ProAdvisor certification course, which if you would like more information about that course after we go through the exercise, be sure to click on the link in the description. But let's dive in and read through our scenario. So this exercise consists of two parts. The first part is that Craig would like to create a budget for his customer, Amy's Bird Sanctuary. He would like the budget to be for next year, but he wants to use this year's numbers. So how would you set this up for him? And then part two, now that you have the budget set up, Craig would like to see the current budget versus the actuals so far this year for Amy displayed by month. So how would you prepare this report for him? Let's see how we do all of these things. Now, to do this exercise, you will need to be in the sample company. If you are not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, be sure to click on the link in the description. I have the sample company pulled up here on the left side. Once you sign in, this is what it will look like. This is the dashboard. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we are going to work on creating that budget. Once again, that scenario, Craig would like to create the budget for Amy, for his customer, Amy's Bird Sanctuary, and he wants the budget to be for next year using this year's numbers. So let's go ahead and get it set up. First thing we need to do is get into the budgets area. So we want to click on budgets, which is on the left navigation bar over here. It's about two-thirds of the way down. Here you can see budgets. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. We want to, this is like an informational pop-up or page from QBO, just giving you an understanding of what this area is all about. We don't need to watch the video or anything. We can go ahead and click on Create Budget. So go ahead and do that. Right, so using the period dropdown, we want to select the next fiscal year. So in this period dropdown, and just note that yours may be different than what I'm doing here on my screen. It just depends on when you are doing this exercise. So for me, I'm going to click that down arrow, and it is going to be the fiscal year for 2025 is what mine will be. Again, yours may be different depending on when you are doing this exercise. Now, since this budget will be just for Amy's Bird Sanctuary, we're going to click on the radio button next to Subdivided. So that is this one right here. Go ahead and click on that radio button. And then in this subdivide by field, we want to click customers. And as a note here, if you had classes and or locations turned on, these will also be available as subdivisions. So subdivide by is the one we want. Click that down arrow and then go ahead and select customers. We want to, in the subdivide for section, we want to click on Amy's Bird Sanctuary. So click that down arrow. And then Amy's Bird Sanctuary is the fourth one listed on this list. Go ahead and select that. And Craig wants to use this year's data. So under pre-fill data, we want to click the year to date option. So click into that box right there and then select year to date. Again, depending on when you are doing this exercise, yours may be different than what you are seeing on my screen, but whichever one says YTD, the year to date, that is the one you want. Go ahead and click on that one. And then let's go ahead and click on Next. Now that we have filled out all of the information we needed, that's the green button on the bottom right corner. And it is currently preparing the budget. And now that it has, you will notice that QBO has pre-filled the budget items with the current data. You can see here, there's some information showing it is pre-filling that information. And just know that your dates may be different, again, depending on when you are doing this exercise. So this is looking good, but let's go ahead and give the budget a name. We're going to click on the pencil icon, which is on the top left corner of the screen. Click on that. And note that QBO titled it with the type and the date of the budget right here. You may want to remember this. So let's just add Amy's beforehand so that before the title so that we can just identify that this is specifically for Amy's Bird Sanctuary. So click into that field right there. Go ahead and type Amy's. So it says Amy's budget underscore fiscal year or FY minus 25 and then underscore P and L. So we are all done here. This budget has been created. So let's click the down arrow next to save and then select save and close. That is down on the bottom right corner of the screen. Click that down arrow, select save and close. And now we have created that budget right there. All right, so the second part of the exercise, once again, we have set the budget up and Craig would like to see the current budget versus the actuals so far this year for Amy displayed by month. So how do we prepare this report for him? So the budget versus actuals report is available directly from the budget center. However, we're going to access it through the reports center. So if we wanted to do it directly here from the budget center, I would just scroll over here and you would click that down arrow in the actions column, and then you would click run budget versus actuals report. But let's go through the report center so that we can see how we would find the report there, run it, and then customize it the way that Craig would like it to be. So to get to the report center from the left navigation bar, we're going to click on reports. That is over here on the left side, about halfway down. Go ahead and click on reports. Rather than scrolling all the way through to find it, let's go ahead and use the search bar to locate it. So click in that find report by name field right there, and then go ahead and start typing in budget to have budget versus actuals appear. Go ahead and click on that. All right, so you will note that QBO has pre-selected Amy's budget, and this is because it is currently the only one that has been created. You can see it right here, and if I scroll to the top, the budget that is selected is Amy's budget because that is the only one that we have created. Okay, so remember that Craig wanted to see this report broken down by month, so we need to customize it right now because right now it's just showing as the entire year, but we want to see this by month. So to customize it, we want to click on the Customize button on the top right corner of the screen. Go ahead and click on that, and then you'll get this little pop-out to customize it. Under Show Grid, we want to click on Accounts versus Months. So right now, here's that Show Grid. Currently, it is showing Accounts versus Customers, but we want to see Accounts versus Months. Go ahead and click on that. Now, as a very important note here, remember that even though Amy's budget is selected that we saw right here, the report is showing data for all of the customers that are in Craig's QBO. So you'll need to change the filter so that it shows only Amy's numbers. So to do that, we're going to click on the arrow next to filter. So if I scroll down here, it's towards the bottom. Click that arrow to expand it. And then we want to, in the customer field, check Amy's Bird Sanctuary. So click the down arrow and then select Amy's Bird Sanctuary. And now we can go ahead and run the report. Click on the bottom, the green Run Report button on the bottom right corner of the screen. And it has now updated the report for us. If I scroll over, you can see now, here's all the title and the information, but you can see now that this is the report that Craig had requested. You will see all of the information broken out by month. Now, remember that the dates in the sample company are always changing, and so your dates and numbers may be a little bit different than what is shown on my screen. You may also have to change the fiscal year and pre-fill range in order to see data correctly. But if you did it the way that I showed you right here, everything is pre-filled out and broken out in this report for Craig the way that he needed it. And as a note here, if you wanted to send this to him as is, you could either email it to him, print it, or you could export it as a PDF or an Excel. But that is it. That is how you would create a budget and then create that budget report. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, or if you would like more information about that advanced level ProAdvisor certification course, be sure to click on the link in the description, and I will see you in the next exercise.